which is office time, but you have taken out time to join this webinar. So once again, thank you very much for this. So if we are talking about this webinar, this is an invitation to become business partner with Franchise India as independent franchise consultant. So Franchise India is a trusted advisory, business distribution, franchise distribution, and franchise consulting company, wherein we help investors, business owners, brands across India to expand and to start a new business. So I'll give you a little understanding about what we do, what's our business. So one side, we have got investors. So we help all these investors to find out a right business opportunity for them, which is rightly fitted for their market, rightly fitted for their profile, and also as per their investment bracket, because we help them throughout. Other side, we also are working with businesses, brands who are looking forward to expand their business through franchise route, because franchising is a viable way of expansions. So we help all these businesses at startup level, mid segment, and also at the large corporates. Also, we work very closely to help them in terms of expanding their business. So we work with Reliance, we work with Tata, and all these corporates are also working with us because we take their now helping them to go to new markets and opening franchisees for them. These are all investors who are looking forward to start a new business. We can support them with different kind of opportunities because we have 16,000 companies with Franchise India. It's a very, very large portfolio which we have businesses, and we are also getting new brands also on board every day. So we launch in one brand, at least one brand every day in franchising. So we use a byline that nobody in the world sells more business than Franchise India. Would mean that Franchise India is selling businesses. There is nobody else who is helping investors to find out a right opportunity, and also at the same time helping businesses to expand their network. Franchise India, as I said, is the biggest network today in India and in the world as well. We are already in 97 cities in India, and we are also present in 11 countries. Apart from India, we are present in UAE, we are Mongolia, we are in Nepal, we are in Bhutan, we are in Bangladesh, Africa. We are also in Singapore, Australia, UK, and Canada, and Ireland as well. We have vision of G20 of franchising. So next 2 years, we are talking about now 20 countries to open our operations through the same partnership model, which is independent franchise consultants. So we have partners now in all these countries, and some of countries we also have company-owned offices as well. So today, if you see, what we consume is coming from a franchise company. So in the survey, we have seen that every household has at least one person who is looking forward to start a business. And then there are millions of NRIs also in India who are looking forward to invest in any of the company because they have money, but they don't have capability of finding the right opportunity because they have no understanding geographically also, and they have no understanding which brand is from where and how I can invest in any of the business. That's wherein the role of Franchise India has become much larger, because we have these people wherein we help them, guide them, and find a right business opportunity for them. So we are a consulting and advisory company. We take brokerage from investor side also. We take brokerage from the brands also. So today, if I'm talking about this, considering this humongous opportunity in franchising, Franchise India is also looking forward for partners, and we are looking forward rather like-minded people who are franchise professionals, who are into some kind of a consulting practice already. They can be real estate consultants, it can be education consultant, it can be financial consultants who can become Franchise India partner because it becomes very relevant for them. So we have a process wherein we check your profile, and we also see which is the right profile for our business, and our business should also be suitable for our business partner. It is a win-win, and that's why we select. So that's why it's not for everyone. It's an invitation for becoming a partner in Franchise India, but it's completely on a selection basis. So Franchise India have got 3 companies overall. So I'll give you some overview on this. In India, we are known as Franchise India, and every company, if you see, work with us. If they are looking forward for expansions, looking forward for franchisees, they come and exhibit our exhibitions. They work with us very closely, and because we take them on board, We help them completely for and guiding them for building this network in franchising. So outside India, globally, we are known as Fran Global. So Fran Global is our market entry for international global brands. So we have also invested in 32 companies, which are global brands. And in India, we have a large portfolio of 32 companies where we invested as master franchise in these companies. So Fran Global becomes the market entry for all global brands who want to enter into India. And if any Indian companies want to go outside India, Fran Global is going to work with them, helping them to expand their businesses in other countries as well. Third company is Francorp. Francorp is a world's largest consulting company. It's a 47-year-old multinational company. It's the same company who is helping businesses to get them ready for franchise. If you talk about McDonald's, Hershey's, KFC, and all other companies, business model has been created by Francorp. So when we are looking forward to take any global brand to get them into and enter into India, so Francorp has a vital role to play to fine-tune their business model. And in India, last 20 years, we are master licensee of Francorp. So nobody can use the word Francorp in India, use Francorp India logo or services, because we are master license of Francorp in India. It's been now 20 years. So last 20 years, we are getting businesses ready at any stage. It can be absolutely a startup level. It can be in some mid segment also, or it can be a large corporates like Reliance. So we help them with SOPs and systems we get in place. We help them with strategy model, their financial model, and all the documentation along with all the legal documents also. So Francorp does that. It's all work done by Francorp. Now, if I'm talking about today's webinar is specially designed where we can give you some understanding about the franchise in their journey, what we have done in last 27 years, why this brokerage business was started, and what is the role as an independent franchise consultant, and why we are looking forward for having partners on board. And second, we will also discuss about how big this industry is, what is the size of franchising as of today. And third, we will also talk about independent franchise consultant as an opportunity, and we'll give you complete understanding on the business model, and also we'll run a presentation to help you, to guide you in terms of what you are going to get and how you can become our business partner, and what is going to take, and how we select, and what is the monetization model, how we are talking about this growth ladder, we are talking about the payout structure, so that we will give you complete understanding through a presentation which will be running at the end of this program. So today in this program, if I can give you introduction also. So we have on panel some of our regional heads who are regionally helping our business partners, IFC partners, to help them, to guide them, and doing some joint calls and client calls and meetings and all. So we have invited some of our regional heads today. We have Ram, he is sitting in Delhi office, and we have Ravi, he has joined us from Hyderabad. He takes care of AP and Telangana market. We have also joined Kapil, he is in Chennai office. So we have office in Chennai, and he takes care of South area. Along with him, we have also Bimal. Bimal has joined us from Kolkata office, and he also takes care of Nepal and other countries like Bangladesh as well. We also have joined our managing director, Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, and I will request her to set the perspective to start with, and also welcome you all once again. And we'll talk about in length on the subjects which I discuss about Franchise India journey, plus we'll talk about franchising as an industry, and also then we'll give you some complete understanding on IFC as a business model. So before I invite her, I would request you to use Q&A box in this webinar, and use the Q&A box, send us your questions and queries. We'll also ask some questions which are relevant for both of us, because we need to check who have joined us today, where from you are coming, what is your profile, and if you have any question in regard to our webinar or the Franchise India business, please use Q&A box, because we don't have opportunity wherein you can talk to us, or please do not raise your hand as well. So you can use Q&A box. So please sit back and be with us for next 1 hour, and just 100% going to be very informative and 100% going to be very knowledgeable for you, because we are talking about franchising, which is today, if you'll see, it has got $4.8 trillion industry. So we are talking about very, very large opportunity today. and a great opportunity to become partner with world's largest franchise distribution company, Franchise India. Thank you for joining in this webinar once again. And I would like to welcome Ms. Sonia Chaudhary to set up the perspective. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sanjay. And friends, a very good evening to all of you. I welcome you all, and I'm sure our friends have joined us not only from India, but also from the neighboring countries. So welcome, friends. And I'd like to also add, this is a program, an opportunity where you can associate as a partner with Franchise India in form of independent franchise consultants. And as you see that the IFC programs, or I would say the program, for becoming partner with Franchise India, it forms a very important part, or rather, I would say a very important strategic part of our overall business model. It also takes a lot of our time at leadership and at management. And that's why you see our leaders across India who are there on this webinar. So what we're going to cover is, our business, the industry at large, which is franchising. I'll talk about our group companies. I'll talk about the opportunity that we have at hand and how you can partner with Franchise India, or how you can get qualified to become a partner with Franchise India. And finally, would be the value proposition that we offer. How do you monetize if you, and we both decide to go ahead. So I'll start with giving a perspective on, our company. And I'll also request all of you friends, if you have any questions, please feel free to write in the Q&A box. We want to make it as engaging as possible. And as you see, we have teams across India. We are present in more than 97 cities and larger number of representation in India and also some of the overseas markets. We are there in about 11 countries. Many of these overseas markets are represented through our independent franchise consultant partners. So we are a company which has been democratizing entrepreneurship since 1999. And we started very early at a time when entrepreneurship, startup were not as common or were not a part of the mainstream as they are today. And franchising has historically, been a global success story, right? It started in America, popularized by America, very big in America. And in India, when we started 27 years back, the industry was not that big. And the last 27 years, I've seen there's a big growth which has come in the industry at large. A lot of new players which have come in, any company, including the unicorns, listed companies, and a lot of startups today which come and operate their business. 25% of startups which are operating across the country, they choose franchising as a way to grow. So we always understood that the demand for this business was, or industry was very big. There was a big supply gap, demand which was as big as every single household in the country, because every single household would have somebody who has an aspiration of starting a business. And there's no wonder why India is fondly called a shopkeeper nation, right? Because we want to do our own business. And franchising has been a very powerful wealth creation and entrepreneurial engine for more than 100 years. And this engine we want to enforce through our IFC program. And this is what it is based on. So franchising is, in fact, I would say, epitome of small businesses. If you look at America, that is the simile which I'm giving. Half of more than 8 lakh American franchise-owned businesses are run by single unit franchisees. And also franchising is a very big catalyst for entrepreneurship and the most democratic, wealth creation tool in human history. And that's what our company stands for. The core driver, the foundation of our business has been entrepreneurship. And because we believe that entrepreneurship serves your community, it serves your economy. So the initiative premise for us to start this program was also to work with like-minded entrepreneurs like yourself who become our partners and who have the skill and to intent to further drive entrepreneurship. Like I said, our community or a network of partners has become bigger than what it was maybe a few years back. And we have a very big vision to make this almost 5x of what the size it is today, which includes markets in India and also overseas market. And the reason I'll tell you why is because the opportunity itself is very big. Today there are a lot of people who want to buy businesses. On one side, the community of people who want to buy businesses becoming bigger. And on the other side, even the supply is becoming bigger. When we started, there were a handful of companies that were franchising or wanted to get into franchising. But today, there are more companies wanting to get on the franchising route. There are more entrepreneurs today and aspiring to be entrepreneurs than in the history of entrepreneurship. So we always, as a company, we work to develop our capabilities in terms of the solutions that we could offer, and also parallelly worked on the capacities through our distribution, which is 97 cities, 11 countries, so that we're able to stay ahead of the curve. Now, opportunity to partner with world's largest franchise development company, but this partnership is by selection, where we assess you on mandatory criteria, which include our mutual fitment, the time involvement that you have on the business. I also like to understand a little bit of your background. Our current partners, on an average, come with about 20 years of experience, even beyond 25, 30 experience. But if I look at the average experience of our partners, they all come with an average of 20 years of experience working at mid-level or senior level in companies. Many of them come as consultants who are already in some kind of consultancy role. So we'll also like to ask you some questions where you can talk a little bit about yourself, your profiles. But before we get there, I'll start with our company, Franchise India. So, and like Sanjay said, we are a company which comes with nearly 2.5 decades of experience, and started with one city. Today, we are present across the globe, and we enjoy very strong brand equity, which has been something that we were able to sustain over the time, but also have a very big market share, right? So today, Franchise India and Fran Global, which are the two companies that we have, and there are multiple companies under the group, but Fran Global is the international entity, and all our group companies in India are under the umbrella of Franchise India. So we are a fully integrated franchise solution company and also the world's largest franchise development company, because there is nobody in the world who sells more businesses than Franchise India. So when I say more businesses, now these businesses include businesses which are franchise businesses, which also includes dealership, distribution, licensed businesses, and also resales, which means that somebody wants to sell an existing business, they would also reach out to us, and we evaluate these businesses and sell them to a new buyer. And also in terms of our distribution, we are widely spread across the country, uniform presence across the country. And today, Franchise India is also a very trusted advisor to some of the leading Indian international companies, the most influential and the most respected business house on one side. And we also enjoy a very big trust of the business buyer community. These are people who want to invest in businesses. So this is how we do it. There are 4 different platforms through which our value proposition goes across to our community. And first and foremost, I'll talk about our media business or the media platform, where we run 3 leading industry magazines. And if you have been following Franchise India, maybe you know about these platforms. So Franchising World is one. We have Retailer, which is our second magazine. And we also have a joint venture with a company called Entrepreneur, where we have a partnership with Entrepreneur America for entire Asia Pacific. And this is one of the most popular and the most trusted B2B magazine amongst the first 3 magazines in the B2B space. And we also do about 200 plus events and exhibitions across country and also international markets, where a lot of investors wanting to buy business would attend these exhibitions. And we also have international brands, global brands, Indian companies, regional companies, startups who would exhibit their opportunity and reach out through these prospective franchisees who want to buy from them. And of all the shows that we do, our show, which happens in capital, which is New Delhi, is by far the largest franchise show in the world, which brings in about 45,000 people from India overseas market. We also bring in about 600 Indian international brands who come and represent themselves. Our second platform is more for companies who want to get into franchising. So when we started 27 years back, and like I said, the ecosystem was not that big. While there were people who wanted to buy businesses, but there was no platform. We gave them that platform. At the same time, we also realized if this ecosystem has to become big, we also need to bring in more companies and more businesses who could also give their offering of franchise to prospective business buyers. So the Scale platform worked with companies to make them franchise ready. And I'm happy to also share with all of you, these were not just companies which were just startups or small time companies, while that's been a very big strength of Franchise India. But some of the biggest names that you see today, even companies like Reliance, we work with them closely, we consult them, advise them on the business model. Companies like Tata, we work with them very closely. Companies like Ferns and Petals, not now, but our relationship with this company goes back more than 25 years when we were starting and they were also starting. Companies like Eurokids, which are big names, and they all worked with us, that time. So these companies, Francop, which is the consulting arm of Franchise India. Francop, again, is an American company which is present in 20 countries, which works with these companies to make them ready to get into franchising. So we had the privilege of working with these companies, making them franchise ready and launching them in markets across India. A third platform is for the business community of investors, where people can reach out to us. We advise them, we handhold them through the entire process of buying a business. And finally is a resale platform or the exit platform. If you want to sell your business, there is nobody in the country today. I'm sure if you want to sell your business, you don't know where to reach out. So we work with the entrepreneurs who want to sell their existing businesses. We evaluate their businesses, and we also find a buyer who can be a strategic buyer, could also be a financial buyer in these businesses. So the second part, which I like to talk about is, how big this opportunity, anybody who wants to start a business, wants to also understand how big the opportunity or the ecosystem is. So we'll talk about the industry at large. And like I said, we'll follow this through with, the opportunity that we have at hand. And I'll request Mr. Gaurav Maurya, who's the chairman of Franchise India group, to lead this piece. And friends, I'll also request you, any questions that you have, please keep writing in. We'll reach out to you in person and also try to answer all your questions as you put them in the Q&A box.
Thank you, Sonia. Welcome, friends. And my apologies for joining a little late. I'm in travel, and I do a lot of meetings with clients, so it sometimes overlaps. So my apologies for this. So this is a very important webinar for us because we're inviting like-minded partners who can become independent franchise consultant and work with Franchise India or Fran Global. If you're overseas, outside India, we operate under a brand called Fran Global, and Fran Global operates in about 12 countries now. And if you're in India, then this is under Franchise India, which is a very popular name when it comes to starting your own business. So I'll give you a little background about how my journey really started in franchising. So I was introduced to franchising in 1998 when I traveled to US and I saw American economy, how this American economy was flourishing, is still flourishing because of the contribution of this whole entrepreneur ecosystem. How do you create more entrepreneurs who can start their new business and so on and so forth? And this was so well designed and so well engineered. And the construct of this was so beautiful that it encouraged more and more people to become entrepreneurs and create jobs and so forth. And this really excited me, and I returned back to India to create the same structure. I call it even more fortunate because nobody was doing in franchising, so I was a first mover in that sense. Started magazines, as Sonia said, do shows and a lot of other things. But the biggest thing, we're very proud that we were able to create this whole entrepreneurial ecosystem. That today, if you think about buying a business, like I just finished a meeting with two young guys who came to meet me. Their grandfather started a particular business. His father took on the business, but then the kids don't want to do the same business. They want to do something else. And they can walk into our Chennai office and say, look, we have this money and we want to put $1 million and we need your advice in terms of what business we should do. And we have been doing this for many, many years, taking people through a processed working from getting them basic information on different opportunities, businesses, then helping them to evaluate right opportunity, and then finally to negotiate right opportunity for them. And that to me was a very important process whenever you want to make an investment decision. Look, if today you want to make an investment decision, there are two things. Passive investments. Passive investments can be real estate, stock market, any kind of investment where you're not actively involved. And you can still be actively involved in some form in investing in stock market, but you still going into listed entities, it doesn't take too much of time, right? There are so many passive opportunities. And if you want to make investments in any of these asset class, there are so many advisors who can help you, which means that if I want to buy a property, there are 1 million property brokers who can help me make investment in property. If I want to make in commodity, then there are brokers who can help me in making in commodity. If I want to make in stock market, there are a lot of financial advisors who can help me do this and that. But if I want to make a decision to invest into active business, which means I want to run and operate the business, there is nobody outside franchise India or Franco. So this opportunity was very, very big and still very large. And that's where we saw that we want to take not only a position in this category, but also take leadership in this category. So we became the world's largest business advisory group. So which means that we advise people making the right decision to start their own business. So if you become tomorrow a franchise consultant and work with Franchise India, you will become a start your own business specialist. So when you go to anybody and say, what do you do? So you say, I'm a start your own business specialist. I help people to start a new business. Now, this is a very powerful idea, very, very powerful idea. Every home has somebody who's now looking to start a business. Every home. It can be a graduate coming out of college. It can be somebody who's a professional who goes to everyday office and thinking that one day I will have my own business. It can be a second generation, third generation, fourth generation who wants to diversify. It can be somebody who has now sitting on some cash and he wants to deploy and run a business. It can be a housewife which doesn't want to be a housewife anymore. She wants to start her own business. I mean, we have built categories that, like we created a preschool industry, which is now a very large women empowerment industry, which empowers women to start their own business entrepreneurship. So similarly, there can be any cause where you want to start your own business. You need to have a specialist who can help you, guide you, coach you that what business is right for you and which location you want to open up and what would happen to your investment, how it is going to spend out. Now, that's one of the main businesses which we do if you become an Indian franchise consultant. But we do other two things also. One, help businesses scale. So you can walk into any company which is doing successful. It can be a shop just opposite your home and it's doing well, and they want to grow. You can go and say, look, I'm a consultant and I advise people on franchise, and you are a successful business. If you want to go and scale your business, franchising can help. We have done about 18,000 brands which were not in franchising. We got them into franchise and took them to the next level. And it can be business models which come from different industries, different structures, and they are looking for scalability through franchising. Very powerful idea because India is full of startups. Every day we see businesses coming around us and these businesses do well and we can scale them. It can be a small business like Sonia was saying, Ferns and Petals, which is now a large company. But that time when they started, it was a relatively small business. Or it can be a very large business model. We have consulted Unilever's, Procter & Gamble's, the Geos, the Tata Chromas and likes of them, where we also help them to scale the business. So friends, that's the second part of the business. And third part of the business is exit, where people who are already running some business and they don't want to continue the business and want to get out of the business. And that also is so very powerful. Just another call I did today, somebody who does a food packaging manufacturing business. Young guy built this up, what we call the innovative packaging space in the food, and today he called me and says, look, I built this business and business is doing pretty well. And I'm now supplying to all the major chains in India and I want to exit. I said, why? If you why you want to exit? He said, look, I want to take this opportunity. I'm 40 and I want to pursue something else. And I want to sell this business for profit. And I want to deploy something else. And I want to travel the world, which I always wanted to. So people have different reasons why they want to exit. It's not just only because they're not doing well. They can be doing well. They want to exit for profit. They can be people who don't want to pursue that business. They want to pursue something else. It can be also maybe a dispute in the home. They want to change it in that. So if you see these three things which we do, one, help investors start a new business. Second, help businesses scale through franchise. Help people to exit their business. There is nobody in the market which does these three things. Now, if you see that these three things are a valuable idea and you want to pursue that, then this is an opportunity for you to join Franchise India Fran Global and take a complete methodology, training, sport, structure, everything, make you a specialist. And you go out and give this practice to these three categories. So friends, this is a very, very powerful idea. And this is not a new idea. We've done it for 27 years. We've done better than anybody else in the world. But I also tell you with a little bit pinch of salt, it's not for everyone. So a lot of people join these webinars because they feel that there's an opportunity They get excited about it. They have a chance to work with Franchise India and so on and so forth. But most of them are not qualified. Why they are not qualified? I'll explain you that. When you want to start a consulting business, consulting businesses are different businesses. Rather, I call there are two types of businesses in the world. One is capital-centric businesses. Capital, which means that you put capital and the capital would work for you, which means that you sweat out capital. Say I took a distribution for Unilever. I have to put stock, and more the stock I put in the market, more I make money on that, I get margins on that. That's what I very clearly capital-centric business. It can be factory, it can be retail store, it can be starting a restaurant or a hotel or anything we want to do. They are all very capital-centric businesses. What you get is return on capital, which we call return on investment, ROI. But there is another side of businesses which are consulting businesses. Consulting business also has ROI, but different ROI. There are two different ROIs. One is return on intelligence, which means that what kind of intelligence you bring on the table, right? That's very important. When I sit, I do 20 meetings every single day. If I sit on the meeting and if I don't have answers, like yesterday, I especially went to meet somebody who's built a 450-bed hospital, state of art, top class. And now meeting a chairman and helping him to scale that business. But if I don't know healthcare, I don't understand how hospitals operate, I don't understand what is the structure of the hospital, I will never be able to hold that meeting. But when I was yesterday and I told him that I was the first one to do and consult Apollo hospitals, it brought in a huge amount of credibility because I have worked with the biggest name in healthcare and hospital business. So that's the opportunity which is there in consulting. So consulting is return on investment business model. And second is return on involvement, how involved you are. If you're not involved, then also nothing is there. So I don't approve any candidate to become an independent franchise consultant if I don't see these two things. Second one is first very important. You need to have time to contribute in this. The first one, you need to be eager to learn. I'm not saying you bring all the intelligence right now. But if you're not eager to learn, you're not learning every day, you're not participating, you're not traveling, you're not going and meeting companies, you're not going and doing networking platforms, you're not part of our webinars, seminars, and we do so many webinars every day, so many trainings every day. Unless and until you're part of all that and you're constantly learning yourself, you never become a smart consultant. So friends, this is a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity from three things. One, it's financially most rewarding. I can challenge, study the business model. There is no other business model which can match return on what you do in this business, right? So it's financially hugely rewarding. Our consultants can make anything from a 2-3 lakh rupees to 30-40 lakh rupees a month, depending on how good they are and what they're working on. But this is a greatly rewarding financially. Second, it's a very satisfying business because you are helping people to become entrepreneurs. You're ahead of them, right? So it's very, very extremely satisfying business. And third, it's also the business which continue to appreciate. It doesn't depreciate. Everything else you do in life depreciates, right? You start a restaurant, years down the line, everything is gone, right? Because everything is depreciated in your books and they decline. So only knowledge businesses continue to appreciate. Right? I always say it's like a Rakesh Jhunjhunwala who started he became the biggest bull in stock market. When he started, he might not have that knowledge, but over the years, how he accumulated knowledge, there was nobody better than him. He was top class. Everybody, I've gone and met him once, and minimum 100 people would wait to just meet 2 minutes of his time or 1 minute. And in that 1 minute also, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala used to tell that he knows more than they would know about their business. So he was so sharp. He was so sharp and intelligent. And that comes with knowledge and experience, right? How he builds it up. So if you are willing to go through this journey of starting your own consulting practice, we have the invitation for you to become part of something which is very, very successful, globally number one, and an industry of franchising, which is going to be the next big thing happening in this country. Why I say this? Because people are becoming brand conscious, and the second side, entrepreneurship is growing. So it's a combination of these two things. One, people are becoming brand conscious. Anything they want to consume is through brand, which means franchising is going to grow. Second, people want to become more entrepreneur. People want to start their own business. So these two are very powerful things coming through. So friends, but don't rush. If you don't qualify to be a consultant, better off we can help you with other opportunities. We have so many other opportunities. Some people were writing, I want distribution, something. Because when you see Franchise India, you click it because you feel that you want a different opportunity. We have teams all over India. We can help you out, choose the right opportunity. But if you are keen on becoming a consultant, then only apply for this opportunity. And then only we can be able to help you out to choose the right opportunity for this. I'm putting next 3 days, which is the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, open for discussions. You can set up appointment directly with me. And if you have interest to pursue, I will put my email ID, or you reach out our teams. But sometimes a lot of people complain and say, we want to talk to you directly. So I'm giving you my email ID. You can note down. This is very simple. It's gm@gauravmara.com. If you're very serious about it, send me your profile. If you send me your profile, I'll go through it. And if I feel that it's relevant, you make a sense on becoming this entire thing, then my office would reach out to you to set up an appointment. Rest our teams are there, our regional teams are there. They would obviously evaluate you and they can talk to you, take you through the journey and things like that. But I am very keen to pick up people who really matter, right? People who I want to really groom and build work with them and make sure that they are become not only top performer, but they are also making a huge financial gain in becoming these partners. So friends, this is an opportunity for very, very few. And even if I get one person, I tell teams also that if I get one person who matters, that's enough for me. I'm not in rush to make, and I think I have very good partners already. You want to speak to any of our IFC partners, anyone you can speak. They're top class, top in the industry. Nobody can match them. But I also know this is an interview. So somebody is Mohammed. Yes, UAE is very big focus for me. I come every 10 days. I'm again coming next week. Send me your profile. I will.com. It's very simple. You can go on my website also, gauravmara.com. And you can also visit franchindia.com. These are all websites available. But I want to see the profile. I want to really see who am I talking to. I don't want to waste anybody's time and my time. I really want to make sure that I work with the best of the best. And that's what the opportunity is. So I will have one question and then I'll pass it back to Sanjay. And Sanjay can share some bit of presentation because he will talk about what it takes to become an IFC, how you can grow as an IFC and things like that. And that's not my so much of worry. It's a business which the investment you would do, you can make in 1 month. That's not my worry. But how much sustainability is, how you really take to this level. Because I know if I build one good partner, I build a business for both of us for next 10 years. That's an opportunity. That's what I think, right? And that's how I approach this whole thing. So I know I'm looking for equal partners who are working with us. I might have idea which has come to me first, but if I don't share the idea, we don't multiply, we don't scale. So I have a question for all of you. If you can use the Q&A box to answer that question. And I will appreciate that, like we have introduced ourselves, you also introduce yourself. So if you're a professional, which means that you're in job, write P and write your city. And if you want to elaborate it, very, very good. If you're a business owner, which means that you run some business, write B and the city which you are there. And if you are a management consultant, which means that you're already doing some form of consulting, write MC and your city. It can be consulting, coaching, learning and development, any kind of thing which you do. And if you are in a career change, which means that you're now looking to change your career, then write C. 4 options: P for professionals, B for business owners, MC for management consultant, and C for career change. Go out and use the Q&A box and give me your introduction. What do you do? Everybody can write so that we can see who's come from what backgrounds. So Muhammad is looking for a change. So good, Muhammad. Dubai is a phenomenal market. I have almost 100 brands, US, European, within GCC brands, Saudi brands, which are now looking to expand. UAE is top class market, top class, and we've been doing business for 25 years in that market because it's very receptive to global brands. And we have American, European, top class brands, top of the top. So if you become an independent franchise consultant, you will represent all those brands, and we will provide you the leads also. Friends, I forgot to mention, we give you brands and we give you leads. You don't have to spend not even a single cent on marketing. Then we have Venkat, who's also from Pune. Venkat, happy to talk to you. There is a gentleman called Mayank in Pune who can be in touch with you. And Nirav, very keen to discuss with you because you will understand what I'm talking, because management consultants get it, right? That's why I put particularly who's management consultant, because they get it. They understand what consulting is all about. Nirav, if you can share your city. Yeah, so Mohammed, we can discuss in Kerala. I don't know where you want to do in Kerala. Again, great market for franchising. A lot of people scaling their businesses in Kerala. It's a phenomenal market we have. But he's missing out of this webinar. But we have Jabin in Kerala team which looks after Kerala market. And then we have Dilip from Ranchi. Dilip, Ranchi is again a great market. We can talk about it, but I don't know what business you do, because sometimes you are too involved in your business. You would not focus on this. I don't want to have that case. Here, I'm convinced your business complements this, or you have time from your business, then only I'll talk. Darshan, Ahmedabad, very good. Darshan, give me a little more profile about you. Write to my email. Send me maybe 10 lines about you. So at least I know where you're coming from, and then we can put some time to do it. Sambalpur, Deepak, I need to understand what you do in financial services. If you are doing that, you might have your business network, and but only Sambalpur would not work. You need to create a wider area. So which means, and also our consultants don't work in that city where they work. They work on all markets. So it's quite a spread on that. Surinder is a educational consultant. Very good profile. This is what profile I like, because when you're consultant, you're a good counselor. You understand how to counsel people. Educational consultant is tough business today, low margin, because a lot of people are doing it. But when you get into franchise consulting or business consulting, it is a high ticket business and much greater margin. So average deal which you do, you can make anything from 3, 4, 5 lakh rupees to 50 lakh rupees. So this is quite interesting in that sense. Then Nirav, we can talk, and I'm coming to Ahmedabad. We can meet also. But first, I need to have profile from you. I'm not going to talk to anyone if I don't have profile. I'm very clear about it, because a lot of times people just come and they have ideas, and my teams can explain. We can send you videos. We can do anything. But if I don't have your profile, I don't talk to this. Then we have Shrikant from Hyderabad. Shrikant, you can talk to Ravi. Rather, I'm in Hyderabad tomorrow. And if Shrikant, excuse me, I have a bad throat. So if Ravi finds your profile right and shares with me, then I can set up a slot with you tomorrow. Sorry about that. Then we have Praveen from Hubli. Yeah. So he's a MBA from France. Actually, France has one of the best institutes. SET is a very good institute from France. Also has a campus in Singapore. So good profile, Praveen. Hubli, we did a show recently. Very entrepreneurial market. This whole North Karnataka is a very, very entrepreneurial market, and no job opportunities. So you also see Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum, all these markets, you don't create jobs, but so much of wealth is there. People want to do something for themselves. We get so many inquiries. People bring buildings and they come and say, what can I do in this building and what can I do? Great market. And everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, and everybody's brand conscious, right? So we can build the market very big way. Rather, I want to make one partner who will do completely Belgaum, Dharwad, Hubli, all these three strong markets. And every month we do shows, build entrepreneur base. And that's something which in it. But I don't want to have too many partners. I want to have one strong partner who gives 100% and build that region. I know the region very well, traveled multiple times to that market. Rama is Vijayawada, but you're a professional. I don't know how much time you will take out because professional like this business, but they're in job, they don't have time. They think that they can do weekend, but weekends don't work. So it doesn't work unless and until you convince me that we can work. And Sachin, yeah, the investment is only about 5.5 lakh rupees, if I can answer that point. But more importantly, you need to understand you're in professional. How would you take time out? And that's something very important. Unless and until you have somebody in family, maybe your wife or brother or anybody else who wants to come along with you, puts time, because this is about maximizing your time, right? And that's very important. I work 365 days. And why should I not? Because my every hour is paid. So why should I not maximize that time? Evenings are anyway there for you want to spend with your family or anything. But why would you not maximize? I find it silly. Sometimes my team members come and say, I want a balance between life and this. I don't get it. I don't get it because the only purpose you are working is that you want to do more for your family, and you finding excuses not to do it, right? Maybe they're professionals. They want to be getting paid for not working because they work weekends off. But as an entrepreneur, why would I do it? Nobody's paying for me for Saturday and Sunday, so I can work, and that's what I do. Rupa is from Hyderabad. Rupa, need to share your profile with Ravi, and Ravi, if he finds right, then I can meet. Then we have Thirumangal, who's from Erode. Okay. Today, second person I'm meeting. I'm in Chennai, so somebody meeting earlier also from Erode. Great market. The whole area is very entrepreneurial again. We can talk. There is a gentleman called Kapil, who's actually with me in Chennai, and he reports to a senior person, Sakti, who's incidentally not there on the call. So Kapil will talk to you after this discussion, and if he finds your profile right and you share your profile, then we go next level. Prasenjit is in Guwahati. Prasenjit, I don't know, Vimal, you're going to Guwahati show?
Yes, sir.
So Bimal is head of East India. So we're doing a big show in Guwahati. Every 2 months we do a show in Guwahati. So meet Bimal, growing market. We have a show on 10th in hotel called Novotel. Novotel, I think, is the hotel.
Yes, sir.
So meet Bimal, and you will understand what we do. So this is a ready business, right? So if you start, there is going to be 150 people who paid money to us in that show on 10th and come to us and say, can you help me start a new business? How better I can do, right? So we have that entire thing. And now my teams are traveling from Calcutta. And if you are local there, you can really take this whole leadership. Rajesh is Nasik. Rajesh, again, share your profile. Love to understand what you do. Then we have Praveen, who's a digital marketing consultant and business management consultant. So you understand business management. Bhopal City, yeah, it's again good market, very good market to do. And then Rajaram is a business consultant and chart accountant from Sri Lanka. So we have Mr. Rajaram. I have a lot of applications from Sri Lanka. We are already in Bangladesh, while Bangladesh is in different mood today. And Nepal, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Malaysia, many countries. And Sri Lanka, we're doing a show in December because the elections would finish, and then we're doing a big show in December. But I want to have a strong partner. I don't want to enter Sri Lanka because Sri Lanka, we've been doing business in Sri Lanka for the last 20 years, but never had our own office there. So I have a choice: either I partner with somebody or I open up my own office. If I want to partner, I want to partner with somebody who's really solid, top class person to work with. or I open up my own office. So that's what. But Sri Lanka, I can say this. Hopefully, if political stability comes in, it's go like hockey stick. It's a hockey stick. People are tired. Sri Lankans globally want to really contribute. They want to do entire things. So rather, Sonia has also gone. We had a real estate business in Sri Lanka. She was part of a big launch just before this whole structure happened. So last year we took 50 people to Sri Lanka. Our teams, we like the market, and I know we were working with Mall of Colombo, many brands, so we understand the market very well. Razik is from Lucknow, is registrar in a private industry. Good. Yeah. So if you really want to start and want to take all for you, because it's not easy when you worked in 20 years in the job, to moving out and say, I would do my own thing. But if you decide to do it, I always tell anybody does it, I take extra responsibility to make sure that you are successful. Because then you're trusting and moving your existing career into a new career. It becomes an equal responsibility with me that I make you sure that you are very, very successful. I took this challenge when especially people were joining me in COVID period, because jobs were losing, they were great profiles, they joined me, worked hardest to make sure that every single one of them was very, very successful. And that's something which is very important. Otherwise, I say don't do it, because it doesn't work. With job, it doesn't work. A lot of people apply and they say, I will manage it and I will work on Sunday, and that Sunday never comes, right? So then I am Charu from Chennai. So Charu, it's now too late, but otherwise, if I would have understood what you do, I would have met you. But I think after this webinar, Kapil can call you, and if the profile is right, we can maybe do a short call. Maybe sometime 2 hours from now, I will be a little less on my meetings and understand where you come. And then we have been franchise development for one of the F&B brands, and how I can find out. Rahul, this is a good profile, and because you understand how franchising works, and you can be a rock star with us. I can tell you, without looking at what you were paid, you can get 3x of what you were paid with us, because running one brand F&B franchise, and certainly you have 100 F&B brands and all the leads coming to you, events coming to you. So you run a big business, right? So it becomes very, very interesting opportunity. So Rajaram, you send it to me. I'll again put for you my email ID, gm@gauravmaria.com, or write to Sonia. Between both of us, we take international call, that we want to take international. Sonia, if you can put your email ID also, if it will be helpful, they can write to you also. So between Sonia and I look after international business, while Sanjay obviously is leading the India business. He's the CEO for the business, but international is a very, very, demanding call for us, because the first 6 months I have to go regularly every month. And I decided to do Bangladesh first because Sunday was working. Saudi Sunday was working. So I used to choose one Sunday I go there, and Dubai also. Initially I started with Sunday used to work. Now Sunday doesn't work. So every country I choose, I need to decide that every first 6 months I have to travel every month. By the time the team gets study and they're successful, they're doing it, and then there's a lot of investment in marketing. So I want to be very sure who I partner with. I don't want to have for sake of it. It's not just tick marks, and I'm in many countries. Every country, if you enter, you enter. But good news is there's nobody. In Sri Lanka, if you want to buy a franchise, there is nobody. You still have to come to Global Franchise India to do this piece. There is none. If I want to start a business in Sri Lanka, you cannot find a single person who can help you. So it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to do that. But obviously, it is very demanding. It sometimes takes a lot of effort to do that. Very good. So great profiles. While I would say that not that this webinar we have done different, but sometimes we get right relevant people who have right profiles. So that's what the whole idea is. So please initiate and your profile, send a short 10-line message about you, and you will hear from somebody from our team. Hyderabad, Ravi would talk to you, Kapil would talk to you, Bimal would do East India, Sanjay Bhatt is the CEO. Sanjay, you can also put your email ID. So anybody who feels that you want to have set up meeting, call Sanjay and set up a meeting. But most important is, I always say, yesterday night somebody came to meet me. I'll just end then and I move on and then pass it on to Sanjay. And he started with saying to me that, look, I've looked at this opportunity. This looks very interesting, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on this. I'm not too sure on this. And I'm not too sure on this. I'm not too sure on this. And I told him that, look, what you're telling me is right. It's rightful, because every investor who looks at an opportunity is not too sure that it will work for you. But I cannot help. You need to do your own journey. I can answer questions, right? If you have questions, I can answer, right? Would people buy? Why would people buy? Why would people come this? These answers are never coming from outside. These answers always come from inside. The day you decide and tell yourself that this business, I will make it maximum, that call comes from inside, that I can do it. This is something which I believe in. This is what I always thought I wanted to be. Then that business would be yours 100%. 100%. Because you know how to do it. You have commitment towards it. You learn the curve, right? So everything is learning the curve. Even the biggest man, richest man in this country, Mukesh Ambani, when he started telecom second time, the call came from inside that he can want to build the largest telecom company in the country. He had people ahead of him 15 years. Airtel was ahead. SR was there. Somebody was there. Vodafone Global Company was there. Many other players were there. But his call was very clear that I can do better job than all of them done. And here's Jio, which has now become the largest company. So this call is always entrepreneurial. Well, he would have got a data from a lot of people, but the call of doing entrepreneurial success always comes from inside, never comes from outside. Outside is only data, which can come in. Support your decision, but the call is always inside, right? So I leave you with this thought and think over it. If you feel that the call is that you want to be a consultant and help others to become entrepreneurs, then this journey can be very, very rewarding journey for you. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time today. I will take the leave and I'll pass it on to Sanjay for running a presentation. And don't forget to write if you are really interested. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, sir, for insightful thoughts. Friends, please be there for next 10 minutes. We'll not hold you much, but 10 minutes will give you some understanding about few slides of our presentation today. The rest we will discuss with you one-on-one once we are getting connected with all of you after this webinar. But there are a few slides which is very, very important to give you some understanding what we offer and how your payout structures and how is the business model look like. So first is franchising. We discussed it is $4.8 trillion industry, very, very enriching, very, very, a highly rewarding opportunity. And this industry is growing. And India is a market wherein every global brand would like to enter, right? It's a ready market as of now today. So that's what franchising becomes the viable model for all businesses to expand their business. So if you talk about the sector-wise, today, every category, every sector is franchised. And now there are a lot of new categories which are evolving into franchising, like electric vehicles. If you'll see two-wheelers, electric vehicles are coming into franchise. So they want to enter into new markets. They want to go all over, and it's all franchise way, right? And if you talk about EV, then there's a charging stations also attached to this. So charging stations also coming into franchise. Pet care, pet care. If you see pet care services, it's also now grooming. And everywhere you will see a lot of pet lovers, and pet lovers will, want to have this clinic around, and because they need this service. That's why pet care business is also now growing through franchising. Rest all the categories, whether it's a healthcare, it's a financial, which is education, which is F&B, retail, fashion, or jewelry, it's all already there in franchise way. Now today we are seeing direct to home consumer services, also franchise, courier, salons and beauty salons, and now spas, and all these are already into franchise. But now there are subcategories also which are coming into franchising. So like you have, suppose for example, a salon. Now we are talking about nail artists, also nail services also into franchise. Now you'll see foot spa also coming into franchise. There's a yoga for children, right? Yoga centers for children, they are also franchise. So these are all sub categories which are also coming into franchising. Rest you will see anything you consume, right from early in the morning, you use milk to bakery products to night. Anything you consume, you wear, you use, anything is coming from franchise as a company. So what we offer is tablet. T stands for technology. We will give you CRM, create a CRM for you. We'll give you all database, all the investor data, brands, everything we are giving you in the CRM. We also will create a email address, which is Franchise India domain email address for you, which you are going to use, because that will represent you as Franchise India, because Franchise India domain website is very important. Email ID is very important to represent Franchise India, and you will use this for all your communications and discussions once you have, and send the mails from Franchise India domain. B stands for brands. So we have around 1100 brands which are exclusive with us, agreement wise. Otherwise, there are some around 18,000 companies, businesses which are there on our website, but there are some companies who are exclusively we drive. Exclusive means that all the franchise development for them is done by us only up to the signing stage. So we have 500 active brand list, which we give to all our partners on day one when they come for the training program to after joining. And lead sport is all across. So we have around 1 lakh investors getting in touch with Franchise India every month. These are all investors who are looking to start some business, and we have huge lead structuring, and this is all what we will helping you with. No lead generation, no marketing is to be done by our partners. Then E for events. So we have event company. We do around 15 to 20 events every month. These are all accessible for you. There are some large events, some domestic events, and some are events which are very exclusively for your city. And these are all accessible for our partners. So you can come, you can be part of this. And this is all done by us. So we also, as a team, we also travel to help you, support you in that event to get the business done. So this will be support function from our side, and events you don't have to invest. It's all invested by Franchise India, and you have to only have your own time. T stands for training. So we have 3 extensive training program, 3 days in our corporate office. So this month it's starting from 10th, 11th, and 12th, 3 days. 10th August, 11th, and 12th August. It's there in our office. So we have already some partners already on board. Now this will be a training program for them. So anyone who want to be on board, and if we have a discussion, we get to associated, and you can also be immediately part of this training program that we will evaluate both together. And anyone who want to join from this training program, we can do that also. So what we are talking about today is how is the growth, how is the ladder look like, success ladder. Success ladder says that when you join us, it is IFC basic. And then once you hit 15 lakh rupees revenue, it becomes IFC elite, and then you can become pro and master as well, because we feel that anyone who joins us is unique. All investors are unique, all partners are unique, because our business, like other businesses, also have ROI. So other businesses have got return on investment. Our business is having return on involvement. So more you are involved, more quickly you will be going to the next level. So there has to be some structure wherein somebody who is putting in more time, growing faster, and then there has to be some, reward for that. So as we have made this ladder, like when you hit 15 lakh rupees revenue total, and you will become FC Elite, and then you can become Pro and Master as well. But how it is going to change your structure at FC entry level, then Elite, Pro, and Master. That's my next slide. So when you are at FC Basic, when you join us at the entry level, you become our 40% partner. And when you become Elite, you become our 50% partner. And when you become Pro, you become 60% partner. And when you become Master, then you are our 70% partnership. So would mean you get 70, we get 30. And at Master level also, we still continue giving you all the data, which is investors data, which is brand data, which is training, support, events, leads, everything. Not even a single penny investment from your side at any level, all done by Franchise India. And here we have got 4 revenue products. One is IA, IS, BS, and BD. Just to give you some understanding on this, we work with 2 communities. One side is investor, another side is brands. So we match make both. So where you see I is investor, you see B is brand. So from investor side, we have 2 business which we get, which is revenues, so revenue products. And from brand side, we also have 2 revenue products. I and IS would mean from the investor side, when we start working with investor, we understand the requirement, then we onboard the investor. Then we help to find out the right business opportunity for every investor, we service. So when we get a franchise, deal is done, investor also have to pay us a service fees, that becomes investor service fees, which is IS. And at the same time, brand which we sell, suppose there is any deal, any investor has got a franchise from our side, so the brand will also pay us a brand service fees at the same time. So all these 3 products combinedly, you will get 40%. I'll give some example also. And 4th is BD, business development. Would mean that there is a brand onboarding opportunity also for all of our partners, wherein you have to give us only reference. Suppose someone was writing that I'm from Lucknow. Now, when you have any reference in Lucknow, any bakery brand, any cafe or any restaurant, any fashion brand, any school, local school, they want to franchise. And you have to just give us a reference. Rest, we will help you. Come on the call, do the joint call or meeting, then help with the right proposal, presentation. And after that, all the follow-ups, getting the payment done, invoicing, and all the support function will be done by us. After that, we will give service or whatever is required. Suppose we have to build a business model, we have to create all the documentation, will be done by us. And after that, we will get into marketing, all lead generations and marketing support done by us. After that, we'll also close the franchisees for those brands. So franchisee closure will give us another brand service fees, that will be BS. So opportunity for you is everything there combined. Only your reference is there. Now, when you give as reference, we take on board. That time you get 20% on the onboarding fees. After that, when you sell a franchise, you will get another 40% on the brand service fees as a brand service fees. So I'll give you a little more understanding. When we are talking about investor to take on board, so our minimum fee is 25,000 rupees. Then it goes up as per the investment goes. So if it is going for 1 CR, then obviously we have got more on IA, which is investor acquisition, investor registration with us. And then we start servicing the investor. And our investor service fees is also changing as per the investment changes. So it starts from 50,000 rupees if investor acquisition registration has been taken as 25. So then investor service fees would be 50,000 in that case. And third part is BS brand service fees. When we take brand on board, we always discuss about what should be the brand service fees for each closure, each franchise conversion. So that will be discussed and decided at the time of when we take a brand on board. But as an average, we are talking about 2 lakh rupees to 3 lakh rupees as an average. But in some cases, we have 5 lakh, 6 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh also in bigger deals, wherein some master deals are happening, some international brands we sell. There are much higher brand service fees as well. So if I can give you an example that we work with suppose you are joining and we are giving you investor database leads, you start getting 10 investors a month on board, which is 10 investor registration. Let's assume it is a basic registration where minimum is 25,000. All these 10 will pay us 25,000 each. That becomes 25,000 to 10, 2.5 lakh. So 2.5 lakh becomes Franchise India revenue. You get 40% of that, would mean straight away 1 lakh rupees would be in your kitty. That will be your share from investor acquisition. Now, after that, when we start servicing these investors, and if it is minimum service fees of 50,000 each, all these 10 will pay us again 50,000 each. That would mean 10 into 50,000 would be 5 lakh rupees. Out of this 5 lakh rupees, also you get 40%, would mean 40% of 5 lakh is becoming 2 lakh. So you again get 2 lakh rupees from the same investor. And when you are doing a deal and servicing, and investor is paying us a service fees, would mean we have serviced the investor. When we have serviced the investor, would mean we have sold a franchise. So if there's any franchise transaction which has been done, so brand will also pay us some kind of a brand service fees. If we are not talking about 5 lakh, 10 lakhs, if we take on average 2 lakh rupees from each, all these 10 transactions which has been done, these brands, 10 brands, it can be one brand, multiple deals, or it can be different brand, different deals. All these 10 deals, in that case, brand will also pay us 2 lakh rupees each as an example, and into 10 will become 20 lakh rupees as a BS, brand service fees. And in this also you get 40% of 20 lakh, which is 8 lakh rupees. So would mean if you are getting 10 investors on board in a month, you get 1 lakh, then you get 2 lakh, then you get 8 lakh. So 11 lakh rupees would be your payout. But as I said, deals are taking a little time also. It can be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, deal will happen. But you will still continue getting new investors on board every month. So you add on these investors acquisition, and then service fees and BS fees will start coming to you every month. And other side, BD, brand development or business development, when you take a brand on board, we charge 7.5 lakh rupees minimum, which is starting. 7.5 lakh rupees, it is starting point, and then it goes to 15 lakh, then 40 lakh, and also we have 75 lakh rupees as brand onboarding fee. So which we are talking about, if you have done 2 references in a month, which are being closed, so you can give me as many as you want. Rest everything been done by us. If we close 2 leads out of those brand onboarding with the basic minimum of 7.5 lakh rupees each, that becomes 15 lakh rupees revenue. And out of this 15 lakh rupees, you get 20%, which becomes 3 lakh rupees. So 3 lakh rupees will go to you with only reference given by yourself. After that, when we launch, you can decide to work on that brand and sell franchisees. We will give you leads again for that brand. We will give you support and all events and everything. We will help you for joint calls. And if any deal is done, closed, you will get 40% of what Franchise India is getting as service fees again from brand. If it is 2 lakh rupees to Franchise India, you get 40% of that 2 lakh, which is 80,000 rupees again to you. So this process will continue. And once you hit 15 lakh rupees total revenue, like for example, you have done 2 brand onboarding, which is 15 lakh rupees upfront fee to Franchise India, that becomes your revenue, and you will straight away go to the 50% slab from next time onwards. So in a year, we have given you 1 year. If you are getting 15 lakh rupees in 1 year, 15 lakh rupees, which is possible in 1 month also, and you will get 50% jump into the IFC Elite membership. Then again, as I said, you hit 50 lakh rupees revenue, and it is not about 1 month, 2 months, a complete year. You get into 60% partnership with us, and then again 70% when you hit 1 crore. And at this side, it will remain 20% in each category, because here it's a reference only you give us. Rest all done by us. And leads are growing. Leads are growing. Your CRM ID is also growing. You have 1 CRM ID to start with. Then you can have 2, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4 as well. so that you can ask your team members, you can friends, your family also to join. You get more leads. But leads is absolutely not a problem for us because we have enough data, enough leads every day we get in. And if we have someone who is full time and want to have more leads, 300 leads, 400 leads, it's not a problem. So we are a lead company. We are an investor database company. So we give you everything in that case. But as we discussed, that it is not for everyone. What it is going to take you is 5.5 lakh, as we have discussed at the initial level. Our chairman sir has also announced it's 5.5 lakh rupees plus GST, one-time investment to become partner with world's largest consulting company. And you take our license and is one-time investment for the license, which is 5.5 lakh plus GST. And it will be completely, if you have more questions for sure, we will connect and you will also connect with us. And any question you have, we will take that question and give you some understanding. Both sides, if we are on the same page, we will join hands. And if yes, then we will also have a training program on 10th, 11th, and 12th. If anyone want to start immediate, we are also there for taking it up quickly. But that will be completely on the process that you select us, we select you, and then only we'll take it up further. But apart from that, there's only one time license fees and 3 years as the agreement period. All these 3 years, Franchise India will be hugely invested on you for all your lead generation, your promotions, your events, your training, your everything, all support by us. And 3 years, we are committed to give you all the support and one time license fees investment from your side. So thank you so much for joining in this webinar today. You have given us enough time. We have taken 20 extra minutes. But it was interesting that everyone was participating today. A lot of people have already used Q&A box and send us your questions, queries, your profiling, where from you are from, and we'll get in touch with you for sure. And we have also put our contact details in your chat box, so you can reach out to our team also regionally, and you can reach out to us also at management level. We'll definitely give you more understanding on this. And if you have any question on franchising or this partnership, we'll take that up and give you satisfactory answers for every question you have. Till then, thank you so much once again for joining in today, and be safe and take care of yourself. Thank you. Thank you.